Good morning, everyone, and welcome to CMST 212. This is Professional Communication and Interviewing. This is Section 2 of the course, which meets Mondays and Wednesdays from 9 until 10:45 a.m. Currently, you are located in Armstrong Hall 334. My name is Christopher Outson. I'm going to be your instructor for the course. However, I couldn't be with you today because I am currently flying back from Austin, Texas, from conducting interviews for my thesis. Unfortunately, the timing of the event I had to attend was not such that I could be back in time for a course as early as 9 a.m. So, one of my wonderful colleagues is filling in for me today to take care of some of that first day business that every class has to go through. However, I also wanted to make this video for you so that I could help you become adjusted to the course. I wanted to give you a little introduction to me and give you some of my personal thoughts on things that you'll need to do to prepare for what's coming throughout the semester. So let's go ahead and get started. The first matter of business is introducing you to me. My name is Christopher Outson, but please feel free to call me Chris throughout the course. I don't have my degree yet, so I'm not a professor, but I'm also too young to be called a mister, so feel free to call me Chris. I also think that being on a first name basis really helps to add to the collaborative learning environment that I want to foster in this course. I do believe education is a collaborative process, not just transmission of information from instructor to student. There's a lot more to be learned here. I learn from you as much as you learn from me. So I think the first name basis is a great way to start the course and to kind of build that foundation of co-learning and not just information transmission. The degree I am working towards, though, is my MFA Forensics. I'm actually in my last semester of this degree, so I will be graduating in spring of 2014. In terms of research interests, I really enjoy looking into performance studies, rhetoric, and gender. Performance studies and rhetoric and public speaking overall, I really think are important components of professional communication. If you think about it, you are always on stage when you are in a professional communication situation. You might just be giving an impromptu status update to your supervisor. You might be answering questions in an interview where you have to present yourself in the best light. Or you might be giving a presentation of some kind to a board of directors. All of these scenarios and many more revolve around performance studies and rhetoric, albeit in a slightly different light than what you maybe are accustomed to. So, I think my research interests are going to provide an interesting perspective as we go throughout the course. In terms of classes I've previously taught, I have really been very fortunate in terms of what MSU Mankato has allowed me to teach. I started with fundamentals of communication for a year, then I went into public speaking for a year, and just this past semester I was given the great opportunity to teach performance of literature. So I've taught a variety of courses, and now I'm teaching CMST 212. I am really excited to be here, and I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you as we go through this collaborative learning process. Now, before we move on to basic everyday attendance and getting you started in the course, thanks to my wonderful colleague, I wanted to give you a couple of my personal ideas on what you need to have or what you need to prepare in order to get off on the right foot for this semester. First of all, please make sure you have your primary text. Your primary text will be Business and Professional Communication in a Digital Age. It's a 2013 publication from Waldeck, Carney, and Plax. It should be available in the bookstore. Now keep in mind, this is just your primary text. You are going to have other readings. However, they will all be posted on D2L. You may not see them right now as I haven't had a chance to scan and post them, but they will be there well before you actually have to have had them read. So, your primary text is one consolidated textbook, but throughout the course, you are going to want to watch the syllabus very carefully because I do make clear which readings are due on which days, and you'll see that here in a few minutes. In terms of preparing for class on January 15th, this coming Wednesday, I will be back for that course, barring any severe weather. So before that class, I would urge you to please read the syllabus carefully. I know that it's not always standard procedure to have you read the syllabus on your own. Many times we go over it in detail in class. However, I believe that professional communication requires a certain level of self-directedness, so that's what we're starting out with. Please read over the syllabus. However, basically the first order of business on Wednesday will be having a question and answer session regarding anything you're unsure of that with regards to the syllabus or with regards to the class in general. In order to have a question and answer session, though, you need to be familiar with the syllabus for starters. So please do read over that, and I will answer any questions you have come Wednesday. On Wednesday, we will also have an icebreaker of some kind so that I can start learning names and that you can start learning each other's names. Once you look at the syllabus, you'll see that there will be a group project towards the end of the course. So it might be wise to get to know your classmates now rather than later. On Wednesday, I'll also be covering a couple more small things before we really get the class rolling. Basically, I'm treating this first week as an orientation for everyone. It's an orientation to the class for me and for you as well. So that's what you're looking at in terms of Wednesday's class. Some things to think about right now, though. I would suggest that you be familiar with our D2L site. If you're not familiar with D2L, please do look it over. It's something that you're going to use a lot in communication studies, and it's something that's used very widely throughout the university. You will be receiving lots of information from D2L for this course, so you will want to look over our course site, not just D2L as a whole. One pointer that I will give you for the syllabus read is to be very familiar with the attendance policy. It is a fairly strict one. The reason for that is because I do think that this course is going to be very collaborative. We're going to have lots of workshopping. I'm hoping we'll have lots of activities and discussions as we go through this. So in order for those to work, we have to have class attendance. Basically, here's what you would need to know absolutely for Wednesday. You have 3 total absences that you can have for any reason. Once you miss 3 class periods, your grade will start to be affected. So please be familiar with the attendance policy. Again, I will answer any questions that you have come Wednesday regarding attendance policy, but do be sure you show up for class on Wednesday. One thing I would say is feel free to read ahead in the Waldeck et al. Text that is your primary text. We'll be starting out with that. You'll note that the first set of readings is due the following Wednesday, the Wednesday after Martin Luther King Day, okay? I do have 3 chapters that are due that day, so that may seem like a lot, but I think this textbook is relatively easy to read. However, if you wanted to get started on it now, please feel free to do so. You may read ahead as much as you want in this course. Just be aware that you may have to refresh yourself a little bit before we actually get to the class period in which we'll be discussing those readings. The last thing that I would suggest is to please consider posting a face picture to your profile. And I will give you 2 extra credit points if you do this. Basically, sometimes it's difficult for me to connect names with faces. If I have your face picture right next to your name on D2L, then I can clearly see who is who. So here's the deal. If you post a face picture within these first 2 weeks of class, you will receive 2 extra credit points. It really is very helpful to me in order to start learning your name. So I would encourage you to do that maybe even as soon as you get out of this first day. All right? I know it seems kind of crazy to start a class out with a little extra credit, but it's something that is very, very helpful to me in terms of helping you as students. So, I would like to thank you all for your attention to this video. My plan currently, barring weather, is that I will be in my office hours tomorrow, Tuesday, at 9 a.m. I am on my way back today, so I should be back on campus tomorrow. However, if you have any questions, you can feel free to email me at any time. I usually try to give a 24-hour turnaround on all emails. Or, if you're available, please feel free to stop by my office hours tomorrow. I will be in there, and I should be in the office for the majority of the day. So if you just pop by at any time, you might be able to catch me in. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague who will take care of handing out the syllabus, taking attendance, and any other first day business that you may all have. Thank you all very much, and I will see you on Wednesday.